Welcome back. We got another episode of Let 'Em Ride for you. We're going to be going over the Las Vegas Aces versus the Los Angeles Sparks in this video. We're going to break down and analyze this game, talk about which way that I'm leaning as far as the points in the spread, and then any plays that I put in for this game, I will have listed down below in the pinned comment later on. So don't forget to check back in that way that you don't miss out on any of those. The Aces are laying 12 in this game. The over-under is sitting at 169.5. The Sparks are at home with a 2-day rest advantage for this one. But they come in on a 8-game losing streak now, in which they have covered in 4 of those games. Each of these covers were as double-digit dogs. The Sparks are on the second game of a 4-game homestand. The Aces, they've been on an absolute tear since the return of Chelsea Gray. They've won 6 in a row now, all by double digits. They beat the Mystics last night by 21. The Aces are on a back-to-back with travel, playing in Vegas last night and now in LA tonight. A short trip, but travel on a back-to-back no less. These two have met twice this season already, with the Aces beating the Sparks by 7 at home in what was just the second game of the season for each team. And then the Sparks upset the Aces in LA in early June, 96-92, in which time the Aces were just kind of in a complete slide. They had lost 4 of 5 games in that span before the return of Gray, and that set forth their current 6-game win streak. So there is a revenge factor here to consider for the Aces. Now, the Aces, in their last 6 games, they have been by far and away playing like the best team in the WNBA. They are second in defensive rating and first in both offensive and net rating. Their net rating of 17.1 over their last 6 games is 5 points higher than second place New York in that same time period. They have the highest effective field goal and true shooting percentages in this time as well, and they are averaging a league-high 91 points per game. The Sparks in their last 6 are averaging just over 78 points per game. They're middle of the pack at 6th in effective field goal and true shooting percentages. They rank 9th offensively, 11th defensively, with a net rating of negative 13.2. That is second last in the W. The Aces, they are dominating in the paint. Inside the restricted area, they attempt the least amount of shots, but they hit them at the highest percentage in the W. And then outside of that restricted area in the paint, they are making the most shots in the league, and they are doing so at the highest shooting percentage. And while only middle of the pack as far as above the break threes, they are making the most corner threes from either side. Looking back over that same time frame of 6 games, the Sparks are giving up the most field goals in the restricted area, while allowing opponents to shoot at a 44% clip from inside the paint outside that restricted area, and that's the 3rd worst in the W. Sparks are giving up the most threes from the left corner. They're allowing teams to hit at a 48% rate, 3rd worst in the W. And then they're giving up the 5th most right corner threes at the highest shooting percentage. The Sparks rank dead last in turnovers. They're giving up the 3rd most points off turnovers as well. And the Aces in the last 6 are scoring the 5th most points off turnovers, and then they are 4th in fast break points. So it's a big spread for a road team on a back-to-back, but fading Vegas right now, that sounds silly, doesn't it? I mean, considering the revenge factor here, the play that we've seen from them since Chelsea Gray's return, the fact that they've won 6 in a row now by double digits, and their win margin is just increasing with each game. They aren't really showing any signs of slowing down. And we know the Aces, they're going to come back down to earth at some point, like just slightly. They're not going to fall off the face of the earth or something. But I don't see any of this happening here against the Sparks team that we've seen lately. So I'll lean Vegas. And I might look at the Aces early as well to cover in the first half. They're laying 8 there currently. And we want to keep in the back of our head, the back-to-back in mind that they are on with the travel. And that potential backdoor cash from LA because of that factor there. End of day, leaning Vegas in the first half. And then for the total, in their last 6, the Sparks are averaging 78 points per game. They're giving up 88, while the Aces are holding opponents to 77 points per game while scoring 91. That 170, 169, wherever it's landing at right now, it feels a little high in that range there. And the Sparks, in my opinion, they could struggle to break 80. So even if the Aces drop, say, 95 here, we still need roughly 75, 76 points from the Sparks to cash this. I'm not sure that we see that from them. So I'm going to lean under for the full game. We can't forget Vegas is on that back-to-back as well. So yeah, the under looks better to me here with that higher total. All right, that's just about going to wrap us up here for another episode of Let 'Em Ride. Before we get out of here, though, let's recap what we went over in this video. Talk about which way that we are leaning. Right now, I am looking at the aces, laying the 12. Looking at the aces in the first half, also laying 8. And then I'm looking at that full game total under 169.5. Now, these are just leans right now. If I decide to throw these in, or if I find anything else before tip-off that I want to play, I will have that down in the pinned comment. So don't forget to check back in later on so you can see if you'd like to ride along with those. Or maybe you see all those picks and you're like, man, those are some duds. I'm going to do the contrary. Whatever you decide, throw that down in the comments for me. I like to talk to you guys about it. I love to see what you guys have cooked up as well. Guys, if you liked the video today, if you found the content helpful or useful in any kind of way, please do not forget to smash that like button down there for me. And please hit subscribe if you have not already. That way you don't miss out on any of the content that we are dropping daily. And hit share if you can. It is definitely appreciated. And that's going to wrap us up here. I will see you on the next video. Please bet responsibly. Have a great night. I hope you guys make some bread. All right.